Hello and welcome back, Boneheads. This is Rich and I'm joined once again by Ben.
Hey everybody, on today's episode number 20, we're going to be talking about Sewer Bowl 7s, our Blood Bowl 7s tournament. We're going to be answering some questions and some bits and pieces from Mailbags and the usual games, hobby and star players.
News updates.
Okay, so over to news. Rich, what have we got this week?
Nothing on Kickstarter, nothing on Indiegogo, but we do have some shout-outs and some leagues and a couple of tournaments and bits and pieces to chat about. So I think about a week ago, we chucked out a message kind of going, hi, help us, because there's nothing going on in the real world, and ended up getting a few people coming to us and kind of asking a few questions. So the first guy that came through to us was a guy called Noah, who is running a new Blood Bowl league in Toronto. I don't know many more details other than that. However, he said if you go to Games Workshop Young and Lawrence in Toronto, ask for Noah and he'll point you in the right direction. I'm guessing it's the same Noah.
That's quite cool if it's an actual Games Workshop.
It'll be amazing. Absolutely amazing. Although I saw in our local one the other day, they had a couple of Blood Bowl teams in.
Yeah, they've got the Blood Bowl teams, but I don't think they run a league or anything in the shop. I mean, the Southampton one is quite small, to be fair.
It is tiny, but Rod's awesome.
Rod is very awesome.
Rod is very awesome.
In fact, most of the crew who work there are. Most of them.
Most. We won't name names on one. But yes. So, yeah, if you're in Toronto or close enough and you fancy being a part of a new Blood Bowl league, then give her a shout. Games Workshop, Young and Lawrence. Head on down. So, there is a tournament coming up in Banbury, UK on the 20th of July called Now That's What I Call Blodging 2019.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which, to be fair, I love. That's a great name. It looks like a fairly standard league. A fairly standard tournament. You get 1.15 million to be able to create your team, and then depending on the tier team you choose, which I think there were 4, in fact. I'm not entirely sure how that's worked out. I need to have another look at that. But you get a certain number of skills to be able to include on. 3 games. But if you're free 20th of July, anywhere near Banbury, that's not too far from us, really, is it? I'm
not sure, to be honest.
Banbury's near Oxford, I think. We've gone further.
We got lost there on the way to Birmingham, didn't we?
We did.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, go on down there and have a little squiz. There is... we wanted to chat about Black Orc Down, didn't we?
Sure.
Do you want to do it now or do you want to do it in a bit?
No, go for it.
Yeah. Black Orc Down. So these are guys that I had a chat to about a month or so ago. I just said, hi, would you mind if we had a conversation about you at some point? And then I think we've seen a couple of bits come through at the moment, is wood-turned Blood Bowl trophies.
There's quite a lot of them out there, to be fair.
There are quite a lot of them out there. He's kind of taken it by storm. I think his average size one's about 25 quid.
That's not bad at all.
That's not bad at all. Chuck a fiver or so on for postage, but at the end of the day, it's a really nice keepsake as well. It's lovely done. But yeah, if you're looking for something that's a bit different, then give him a shout. Go have a look on his Facebook page, Black Orc Down. Really good bits and pieces he's coming through with. We also noticed that there's someone doing new 3D renderings of Blood Bowl players. So he initially did an orc, and then it was a troll that caught your eye, wasn't it?
This one here.
That one there?
Yeah, Winzor Chog miniatures. So just flicking through the Blood Bowl group, there was this massive troll that he's done. And the one I took a screenshot of it because I was like, I want to talk about it on the podcast. I did message to say, hey, can I talk about it? And this troll would be absolutely amazing for Ripper. And loads of people commented saying, we need this model, like, can you do this model, which I think was really good.
Brilliant.
I assume he actually sells some other models.
He does. I've seen a centaur of his. So he's done fantasy in the past, but he's kind of been bitten by the fantasy football bug by the looks of it, and he's done 2 different treatment, one of which just looks like a giant dryad.
I saw that. That looks really cool.
Brilliant, and I want it. Like, that would be perfect for a deep root for me.
I don't know if that guy's too big, too small.
You reckon?
Well, it depends. If he's gone for like a dryad size. Oh yeah, I remember going through the shop because they had all the goblins that are riding around and other goblins, which I thought was really funny. Okay, so yeah, he had the Orc Blitzer. He's got that massive troll, and oh no, that tree guy is huge. I'm assuming. Oh, there's 2 tree guys.
There is tree. There's one that's chunky. And there's one. Yeah, he's brilliant.
Yeah, he would make it. Well, to be fair, he'd make a really good deep root, but he'd also make a really good troll for Under.
Oh, I like that. Underworld
Dangers. It's really gnarly. That Dryad is creepy. I love it.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
It's got the face is very crude.
Yeah.
From 40k.
It is very crude.
So that's Winzor Chog miniatures. Whether these ones are out for sale or not yet, I don't think they are.
I don't think they are.
But go like it and encourage him, because these models are brilliant. And this is something that's really cool. So Games Workshop are doing a brilliant job of bringing out the teams. They are. All of the teams are really good. There are some that, you don't take your fancy, that's absolutely fine. But the core teams themselves, the value and the miniatures, are brilliant. It hasn't stopped other other Kickstarters, which is cool. So we saw the Pirates one absolutely smash it.
Amazing.
Which is brilliant as well. But there is a massive gap for really good star player miniatures.
Yeah, there really is, and it's these types of guys who are kind of going, I wonder if this is any good. Well, we need to encourage further and kind of go, seriously, you need to start putting this in resin or metal, mate.
because for £20 you can get one of the Forge World Griff or something.
Yeah.
These big models are normally they could be that same price, even if they ended up getting 3D printed. It's such a cool individual purchase. Yeah,
it really is, and I think we need to encourage more of the third party guys and the creators. I think that a lot of times we get stuck on the bigger companies like Grebo who keep doing it, and we forget about the smaller guys like Winzor Chog, who can produce something which is just fantastic, which would work wonders for what we do.
Unless someone like Grebo wants to buy their miniatures from them and cast them, then I think that's just as good. I'm just as happy.
Yeah, definitely. As long as we get them.
No, excellent. Some really good work.
Yeah.
So that's Winzor Chog miniatures. Go give them a like and send them encouragement, so that I'm pretty sure it's probably just one guy can get these cast up for Blood Bowl.
Yes, definitely. I have one more shout out.
Go for it.
I'm going to use a full name. We don't normally do full names because we worry about data protection and all of that. However, this gentleman has said that you need to be able to speak to him via Fumble or Faceache, and his name is Duncan Tricky. Obviously, you're not going to find him if you don't have his surname. Just put in Duncan in the search for Facebook, and you're going to be stuffed, aren't you? But he is setting up a Blood Bowl league in New Zealand. Now, apologies in advance. I believe it's called the Otago the Otago Blood Bowl League. If it is said differently, I am sorry. Which is in Dunedin, Dunedin, Dunedin. I am so very English that I don't quite know what I'm doing with that. But if what we can do, if there's a Facebook page for that, Duncan, let us know. We'll put up a post and share it out and around, so I don't embarrass myself any further.
I accidentally found the Otago Blood Bowl community, and the first post, or the biggest post, is Otago good, Blood Bowl good. That's it. Absolutely brilliant. I like these guys.
Otago good, Blood Bowl good.
So, most importantly, we're recording this episode just before Bonehead Bowl on Saturday. So this episode will come out very first thing Saturday morning. So anybody out there listening, say hello when you get to the tournament. Say you listen to today's episode. That would be awesome. But anybody else that's listening, I'm afraid if you're listening now and you're more than an hour away from pool, you're probably too late to join the tournament.
Probably.
We've got, I think, 15, 16 people signed up at the moment, and it's quite cool actually. This last week we've had more people interested say, I'm around, I'll come along, which is very cool. We've got some great teams there. So Bonehead Bowl is our mixed team tournament. So most people are taking mixed teams.
They are. There are 2 who are taking vanilla teams.
At the moment. We're still waiting on a few team lists to come in, which I think is by the by for tournaments.
Yeah, apologies for the delay on mine.
That's all right. It's your only job. That's okay. So it'll be interesting to see what the final meta is. A lot of undead teams, which is cool. Or split undead.
A lot of trolls.
Yeah, loads of trolls.
People have just gone all out on trolls. It's going to be amazing.
If our practice games are anything to go by, it will be big guys with not enough skills and not enough rerolls. Yes. So kind of like giant Blood Bowl 7s.
Yep. Yes.
Which I think is great.
I think there's at least 2 teams that are taking absolutely 0 rerolls as well, just to go for fun.
I like that.
Just to be able to stick in an extra couple of players, or I can't afford this troll if I have these 2 rerolls. So forget the 2 rerolls. I'm just going to take the troll.
So yeah, we've got a lot of teams coming, and we've got a lot of prizes, and we'll be playing it in tournament and pool. So the next episode, we'll talk about how it went, what we've learnt, and if everyone enjoyed it, if anyone enjoyed it.
Hopefully, we'll get a bit of feedback from people and let you know what real people say, and not just how we think it went.
Yeah. And we'll be talking about our next tournament and our first topic today.
Sevens.
Sewer Bowl Sevens, which will be a Blood Bowl Sevens one-dayer, which I'm just as excited for.
Yeah,
we've got some great prizes, but like I said, we'll cover that in a minute. Okay, so over to hobby and games. Rich, what have you been playing?
I've been playing a little bit of BB2 recently. Last night before, I played my human team against another human team. Ended up getting a 2-1 win.
So what team value is this human team? So you've got about 8, I think.
No, I get bored after they get to when they get to about 1800, and I delete it and do another one.
1800 is a massive amount. So when they start having to pay for themselves,
yeah, that's it, and I start getting rid of it.
That's why Blood Bowl needs a premium tier, a different set of rules for 2 million and above.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, we spoke about that before. Actually, we did mention it about having a 32-man roster.
Yes.
So you end up with an offense and a defense.
I like that.
Yeah.
I still like that.
I do too, but that's because more Blood Bowl is more better.
Can you imagine the size of that display tray?
I'll build it. Oh no, you just have 2. One for offense, one for defense.
True.
It's so good.
You'd have one just for kickoff, won't you, as well, for the special teams?
That's 3 million and above. Everyone's kickoff return.
But yeah, mine was 1350. He was around 1200.
Okay, so not too disparate.
No. He took a wizard, which injured my Edge 4 thrower.
See, I love wizards as the balancing act.
Yeah, they really are.
Have you heard the rumours about Blood Bowl 3?
Yes, coming out next year, 2020.
Apparently so, yeah.
But they it was all part of a big push of this company going, we're doing all these new games and we're going to do Blood Bowl 3 with brand new rules. And then the whole Blood Bowl community went, what the hell?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden another trailer came out and Blood Bowl 3 wasn't included on it.
Well, like you said, it was a wording thing where it was kind of like to match the rules of a new box or something.
It was, that was it. And it was just, the wording I think was completely completely wrong. And so literally the hardcore Blood Bowl community when you were not changing our rules
just had a meltdown.
Yeah.
No.
Well, in fact, I think they're just coming in line potentially with the tabletop game,
which would be really cool. Especially as, like you said, the guy took a wizard, so it'd be cool to see some of the new wizards on there.
Yeah.
It's probably a lot easier to get all the options together on a video game than it is to have them over multiple spikes. I mean, but if you want to know about wizards, check out our last episode, episode 19. We talked all about all of the current wizards and not wizard inducements that are nearly wizards.
We talked all magic.
We did.
We talked all magic. Yeah. So that was sort of my extent on there. I tend to only do it when I'm painting. However, I played a game of sevens with Randall recently.
Yes, I saw this.
So I took a Norse sevens team, and Randall created a sevens team out of his secret beastman team.
See, I love this, and this is another great thing about sevens is it's different builds. So I popped this in our Age of Sigmar group chat the other day to be like, guys, what do you actually like about Age of Sigmar? And a bunch of people said the builds, like just building your army, designing your army, and it's really the same for Blood Bowl. You've got the standard teams for normal Blood Bowl, and then you've got sevens, which reduces it, and then you've got stunty teams as well. So he must have absolutely loved that because he's building something completely new and completely different.
Yeah, he did, and when we started putting a bit more paint on it, he decided a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, that he wanted. I basically gave him a Knight in Cantor model because I'm trying to reduce what I've got, and he said, that's going to be the coach for my Beastman team. Oh, and that's cool. Alright, so what are you going to do with that then?
Flavour judge.
Well, he decided that this Knight in Cantor was a wizard who created his own living statues to play Blood Bowl with.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So I sprayed them all black. I went at an angle from one side, from the same side on all of them, so hopefully it looks a bit more like there's a bit of light shining through.
Yeah.
With grey. And we're going to wash it all down and put some Hex-Race Flame or Nihilak Oxide or something.
That is very cool.
Glowing eyes and stuff. So nice and simple, but should hopefully be quite effective. Where they only come to life when he decides, which kind of makes sense.
No, that is. See, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I love Killer Randall.
He's great.
He does such a good job.
He really does. He keeps you on your toes. Definitely keeps you on your toes. Like, I want to make these guys look like statues, Daddy. Right.
Well, to be fair, there's a load of the cool Stormcast that have done that.
Yeah, it was when I did a Google search and I started seeing it all pop up. I was like, oh no, that's not as difficult as I thought.
No, some of them look absolutely insane. And I think you've done some test models. Haven't
I've done one. I've done one test
That was
model.
it. Were you going to do different coloured lights for the positionals? Or
Yes.
Not? Yeah, I remember that. They look really good.
So I'm going to do like, I'm hoping to do 9 lac oxide to use as just the gauze.
Sorry.
So the basic ones. I might use a glaze or something similar to be able to, like a red one. For the best of gauze?
Yeah. I wonder if over time, as you build up the contrast paints, they might work well for eye shadows and things like that. Eye shadows, just in case you run out on war paint.
A little bit of blusher.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll have a quick shifty, but he's we started doing that. He's desperate to paint them before August when we go to this tournament.
Oh, he's got time.
Oh, that's what I said.
He's got time, which is really cool. You've already made a start with some of the players. He's got his list down.
Yep.
He knows what he's taking. That's awesome. Oh god, I hope you have a really good time.
Yeah, me too. I think he's going to love it. I
I'm
think
sure
a
he
smaller
will.
key event will do it as well. I almost brought him Saturday.
Well, if we were looking to be what we were expecting for Bonehead Bowl, which was like 6 to 10 people, I think that would have been great. But now we're sort of on the way to 20.
Yeah.
I might need you to do things.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I'm down here to do things.
It's a shame. It's a shame because actually it'd be really cool to see him running around. I don't know. You can bring him and he can take your place.
Yeah,
Have
I'll have a chat. I'll have a chat to Nat. Find out what she wants. Other than that, I've been hobbying. It's the last minute. Yeah, I didn't paint my team ready for the tournament at the weekend.
Look, it's Tuesday. The tournament is Saturday. You are fine. I have now done this 3-4 times, and it's always on the blooming Friday. That said, my team's not finished.
Yeah.
But I'm off Friday to finish up all the paperwork and the painting and the pitch. So I'll be doing the same thing, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything Friday night just so I can prep and paint.
Yeah, I'm not.
Where the tournament doesn't start till 10:30, if we're up painting till midnight, it's actually okay.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world at all, is it?
No, you have to get up at like 8.
Sorry?
Well, I do.
Yeah, I'll be up at like 5.
I made different life decisions.
I made a tribe.
Remind me of this in like 4 years.
I will, mate.
Yeah,
I will. I'll bring you straight back to this
I
episode.
will be very whiny. So that's cool. I have been working on my mixed team for the tournament. There's a lot of gold trim, and
I've got the same.
I mean, it's okay once you're rolling, like it's alright, but I have this problem where I'll paint one guy, do all the gold trim, I'm like, I just need to ink it now. And then I get distracted inking it, and then I'm like, oh, this looks really good. And then I look over, and there's still another 5 mummies to do. And I've done most of the base colours on the normal boring guys, which is a bit, but that looks cool. And I've got the team trade to finish off. So there's so much hobby going on, it's brilliant.
That is good.
I'm very excited for that. Very excited for Saturday because we've seen a lot of pictures of people and there's so many
brilliant
tries.
stuff. To be fair, a quick shout out to Joe because he's created his own dugout.
Oh, that looks so
It looks
good.
amazing. And it's the first bit of scenery he's ever made.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it looks like he's done her starts moulds or something.
I don't know. I don't know exactly what he's done, but it's the first one, and it's all sort of. I don't know what he's picked up from where, but it looks great. There's like tentacles coming out of a well.
Yes, I saw that. And the little cage for...
And the little cage for those who get sent off.
So the plan is for Bonehead Bowl, hopefully to get some streaming going if we can. If we can't, then we can't, but we'll be taking lots of photos and some videos of the teams and everybody. So if you're listening to it and you're coming, hey, mind if we take some photos and videos of your teams just to share, because everyone I've seen so far has put in loads of effort.
It's a serious amount of effort, and I think I want to say at least half have gone out of their way to create the team just for this tournament. Like no other reason. Joe has, I have, you have,
Ben has.
Ben has.
Yeah, it's just a great opportunity. Now we spoke about this a while ago because you spoke to either Rob or Alistair, who are frequent messengers to the show, and they were like, well, there's 2 different types of tournaments. There's the competitive tournaments, and then there's the hobby tournaments.
That was Rob. Yeah, Rob had the conversation.
Hi, Rob. And I think I created a third one, but there's, this is the best of both worlds, which I love.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm very excited for that. So I've been doing that team, building the pitch, getting everything ready for the tournament. Spreadsheets mostly there. Should be a really good day.
I am buzzing for it. I mean, the amount of interest that we've had, the amount of effort people have put in, and the price of what we've got is great. In Toyment, have been fantastic.
In Toyment, really love it.
Yeah, really love it, and they've been absolutely brilliant. They've answered questions really quick with anything that we've got. Been very supportive.
Which is why I'm very excited to do 2 more tournaments there.
I know. It's going to be brilliant.
After this one. So we've got this one, then we've got 8 weeks later we've got Super Bowl 7s, and then 2 months later we have got Tombstone Tournament.
And then 2.5 months after that.
4.5 months after that. Is it not October?
It is.
Yeah.
4.5.
Do not scare me, because that would be December.
End of October, November, December, January. Just over 3 months. Makes more sense. Beginning of February, isn't it?
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, so in just over 3 months, In Tournament have asked us to run a tournament for Beachhead 2020.
So Beachhead is a annual event.
In Bournemouth.
Yeah, an annual convention almost.
Yeah, I think it is. It's I think they're doubling in size for next year.
Which is very cool.
Yeah.
It's at the BIC, the Bournemouth International
big.
Centre.
They've asked us if we would run a tournament for up to 32 coaches. So we said yeah.
Oh God, absolutely, absolutely. And we're going to talk about some prize support that we've got for Super Bowl 7s, and I genuinely think that each tournament our prize support will get better. So if we have a big 30 to 30 player event at the BIC on a Saturday where there's a big convention going on, I'm hoping we'll have great turnout and really great prize support.
Yeah, I reckon we will. Obviously, we've got Tournament now already behind us. We've got, let's say, we're going to mention a couple of things in a minute with people who we're starting to get a bit more friendly with. It's probably the better way of putting it, and it's just it's looking good. It's the future's bright.
Oh, hopefully.
The future's bloody.
So the only other thing I've got to mention is one shout out that missed out a bit earlier, which is from the RBBL Rookie League, which is Noob from a Brush. Noob with a Brush. The chap from Wales who's got a YouTube channel that does a lot of games from RBBL. They've got a Rookie League starting up in September in South Wales.
This is the gentleman that asked me to call his friend a what's it
in
the last episode.
That's the one. And just so you people know, it was the B word, not the C word.
Oh, was that confusion?
Yes.
Oh,
so
wow.
Phil posted saying, thanks for calling me a Charlie. And I'm there like, well, on the plus side, it means I did a good job bleeping out the only swear word that has been on our podcast.
Yeah.
But it was only a tiny swear word.
It was. It wasn't a proper one.
No. If you were in America, it wouldn't even be a problem.
No?
No.
I've never been.
Well, no, that's just... that word is fine, apparently.
Oh, okay.
It's in Friends.
Is it really?
If it's in Friends, we're probably okay.
I'll start watching more Friends, see what I can get away with.
Yeah, but these days, you're not allowed to get away with anything.
No, it's true. We'll upset someone.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I didn't call you a Charlie. I called you a Bravo.
Yeah, Noob with the Brush did. Right, we had better start talking about some other stuff. On to our first topic. Okay, so our first topic for today is... everything today is about tournaments, really. So we have got our second tournament coming up in a couple of months.
10th of August.
The 10th of August, Saturday the 10th of August again, in Toyment and Pool.
Yeah.
So we've got Bonehead Bowl this coming weekend, which will be our first tournament there. I love the venue. And then we'll be running another one. The difference is, this one, you can probably guess from the name, is, as it's called Super Bowl 7s, is a Blood Bowl 7s tournament. So this is the first one they asked us to run, isn't it?
Yeah, they asked us, basically they were going to run a 7s tournament. And there was, I can't remember who it was who initially mentioned it, but couldn't get around to it. When I started talking to John down there, who runs one of the leagues, I was saying, I was gutted that they didn't do a 7s one. Would you do one? And I went, well, we've never done any tournaments, but we consider it, definitely. And then about a week later, I had a message from Toyment going, apparently you wouldn't mind running a 7s tournament.
Absolutely.
And that's where it came from.
You mentioned it to me, and I was absolutely all for it. And they've got pictures as well, you said.
They have got pictures. So they've got half a dozen?
So they've clearly been invested in this idea.
Yeah.
And then their previous plans have fallen through from an organisation point of view.
Yeah.
And because I have control and organisation problems, as you guys who are coming to Bonehead Bowl will see, it seemed like a great shout. Plus, Blood Bowl 7s is fantastic.
It's a great little. It's a filler, isn't it? It's a filler game.
I wouldn't say it was a filler game. I said it was a different kind of game. Yeah, absolutely. So, for more in-depth thoughts, we did cover Blood Bowl 7s in episode 2, I think. But I'd love to do another episode again coming up on the way up to Super Bowl 7s, and I think someone's actually asked us to do that as well.
Yes, they have.
Yeah, which I think is awesome because it's one of my favourite things. Now, the thing about 7s, and I know I'm going slightly off here, is because the games are quicker, it's more, it's more competitive. It's just easier. So a game like Magic the Gathering or Champions, where you can get a few rounds in an hour, it means that, one, the results filter down more from a Swiss format point of view, so you end up more likely to get your wins, which is obviously really good. You get more game out of it, and if you have a rubbish game, it doesn't matter. Like, if you go to turn 4 in a regular Blood Bowl game and you just rolled rubbish, and you've lost 3 or 4 of your key pieces, you then have to go another 12 turns.
Yeah.
Now, the challenge of that is really fun, but in 7s, if you just drop it, it's a short half, it's a short period, it's another game. You could even play 2 games against someone and have them be very, very different. So I like it from that point. It's a great filler when you're at home, but as a tournament format, I think it's really good for a competitive point of view.
I like the fact you can get in, 5 games I think we're looking at?
We are going for 5. A lot of the other 7s tournaments do 6.
Oh, I think 6 is pushing it.
The benefit of 7s is that it is quite quick. So you can get in 5 games of 7s with breaks in less time than it takes 3 games of regular Blood Bowl.
Yep.
Some tournaments run with 4 games on a one day for a normal Blood Bowl.
That sounds heavy.
That's not what we're after. We're after 3 comfortable games, or of Blood Bowl 7s, 5 comfortable games, which is a lot of gameplay. So we're just going to go through the rules pack quickly for Super Bowl, the format of the day, and some of the prizes that we've got already. To hopefully entice anybody out there who's listening, especially those guys who are coming to Bonehead Bowl today. If you end up enjoying it,
I want to see it again.
play some 7s.
Play some 7s. If you haven't, try it.
Yeah,
and
let us know.
particularly if you are already in pool, ask in tournament for their pictures.
Yeah, and I'm more than happy to come down and play some 7s sometimes. So the rules. The rules uses. That's awful.
That was ruleses.
Them rules.
Them are rules users.
To go proper Hampshire. The rules format that we'll be using are the BB216 rules wherever possible. Okay. So in the pack I've written Blood Bowl 2016 rules take precedent where duplicated. All inducements and star players available in the Death Zone books and Spike magazines are allowed unless otherwise noted. That said, you've got the NAF team list sheet that's 26 pages with all the star players and everything.
Yep.
Go for that. But if you've got the Spike magazines, all the Death Zones, and you're like, oh, this is cool, you can run that instead. Cool. So if you've got Lewd Grip, it needs to be the more modern one. Yeah, but
10k more with dodge.
It's a great shout though. I love that. I love that little tweak.
It is brilliant.
So yeah, we are going with the same core rules as we are with Bonehead Bowl, which is the most modern ones that people can use. Because it's the most accessible.
Yeah,
I think now there's a load of guys. The CRP book has been really well done, and it's been a lifeline for years. But a lot of people are getting into it now from 2016, and it makes more sense to have the rules as close to what is actually in the book as possible.
Agreed.
That said, Blood Bowl 7s is not in that book.
No, it's not.
So the reason I haven't quite finished our PDF of this, but it will be out before Saturday, is I'm copying the Blood Bowl 7's rules into our rule pack.
Cool.
So that we've got it there.
Yeah.
I've also taken the graphic design of our pitch and put it in there with the measurements. So
amazing.
Yeah, it looks really cool. But I haven't finished it yet. Because I got sidetracked. So yeah, Blood Bowl 16 rules, but Blood Bowl 7. So 7s, I'm sure the guys who are listening to us know already, but we'll give a quick rundown.
Yep.
It is a pitch that is 2 squares thinner on each side.
Yep.
So the wide zones are only 2 wide.
They are.
You've still got 7 in the middle, but your wide zones are only 2 wide. The pitch is also 3 squares shorter each end, so your end zone is closer. But, as you said earlier, there is no centre line.
No.
Instead, you take the middle point, and then there's 3 squares each side of no man's land.
Yes.
Then you have your, technically, line of scrimmages there.
Yeah.
So you end up deploying 6 squares away from the nearest opponent. The turns are the same.
Yeah.
The halves are 6 turns each.
They are.
You play in 2 halves, but as it's Blood Bowl 7s, you are only allowed 7 players on the pitch and a maximum of 11 on your team.
Yeah.
Rerolls cost double.
They are. So they're at a premium.
Huge. and you only get 600k to build your team from the beginning anyway.
You do. And
Yes,
you're only allowed 4 positionals total.
that's a very important one. Yeah, thank you.
No worries.
So the problem with 7s is that there have been several iterations of the rules.
Ah.
So you will see this. You will see confusion on some of the pages and things where someone's like, "Oh, you can't have that." But the rules we're going with are the most recent ones on the NAF site,
Cool.
which is, like you said, 0 to 4 positionals that aren't linemen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's anybody. So that's
So in a human team, you've got your blitzers, your ogres, your catcher,
your
your
throwers.
throwers.
Yeah,
So out of them,
you can have
four
4
total. So you can either have 4 blitzers
Yeah.
and nothing else,
Yeah.
or one of each. Or
Exactly.
Okay.
But the original restrictions still stand, so you can only allow 1 ogre.
Yep.
Unless in the future we open up to mixed teams, because I think that'll be amazing.
Done.
Yeah, mixed teams 7s. But for this event, we're running with the normal lists out of the book. The other adjustment that isn't in there these days is there was a historic rule, which is represented on the maps of the pitch, where everything is 1 pass further away.
Oh, okay.
That's not covered in the most recent NAF pack.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of tournaments do use that restriction though.
Okay.
I think for this tournament we should just run with the NAF rules.
Yeah. I think
And
so.
you know what, we play it through, we find out that actually it does advantage elves or something like that, then we tweak it for the future.
Mhm.
But because your line of scrimmage is 3 squares back from the half, you still have 13 squares to go.
Yep.
So even though the pitch itself is smaller, you still have the same distance to score touchdowns. So while you think, smaller pitch, Skaven, elves, they're going to be absolutely amazing, they've got exactly the same amount of distance to run as the normal game, which is quite cool. So in that document that's on the NAF page and also in our rules pack is the kickoff table.
Which again is slightly different.
It is slightly different. I'm not going to run through it all here because we've covered it in 7s before, but we have made one adjustment to it, which is that on a 7, something interesting happens. So Sewer Bowl 7s is set in sewers. It's set in big underground caverns. Okay? The whole idea of 7s is that it's an amateur league, or it is Blood Bowl underground.
Yep.
What is more underground than playing in sewers?
Yeah, playing underground.
Yeah, exactly.
Agreed.
So
Agreed.
Blood Bowl underground, this is literally that. So to take that into consideration, number 7 on the kickoff table, which is normally changing weather,
Yeah.
has changed slightly. It is still changing weather, but there is an additional tweak. So it's called Flush Floods. Somewhere in the grimy labyrinth of sewer tunnels, a sluice gate has ruptured, causing a tsunami of foul water to sweep the pitch. Starting with the receiving team, each coach rolls 1d8 for... Starting with the receiving team, each goal... Somewhere in the grimy labyrinthine sewer tunnels, a sluice gate has ruptured, causing a tsunami of foul water to sweep the pitch. Starting with the receiving team, each coach rolls 1d8 for each player on the pitch and moves it 1 square in that direction. If a player was moved into a square occupied by another player, that player is pushed as if by a block. Players leaving the pitch due to a flush floods are treated the same as if they've been pushed off by a block. Once this is completed for all players on the pitch, roll again on the weather table and apply the new result as the flood water washes away any previous conditions and brings new ones.
Brilliant.
So, while it is thematic that a whole bunch of water floods in and knocks people around, I'm hoping that will create that extra opportunity for good luck or bad luck. So, you put your gutter on the line, he gets flooded, one towards you, one towards the end zone, or everyone gets pushed towards you and you end up closer. And just a little bit, okay, it's a lot of rolling, but statistically you only roll a 7 1 in 6 times.
And it's no different than if you're doing pitch invasion.
Exactly. It's actually quicker because
Pitch invasion is 1d6.
Oh, and they get stunned automatically.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it's exactly the same, just with slightly bigger dice and a scattered template. The idea is it mucks up everybody's layout, but also takes away any weathers. I have adjusted the weather table. While there really isn't any weather underground, the various pestilent environmental conditions often have the same effect. The weather table is the same as the normal weather table for Blood Bowl 7s, but has appropriately adjusted names for playing in the filthy sewer tunnels. I've put a note in the rules pack. Some coaches might wonder why the acrid stench result affects Nurgle or undead players, and the reason for that is simple. The pollution is so foul that it enchants the Nurgle players into a delighted daze, while at the same time it simply disrupts the magic used to animate the undead players.
Oh, I like that.
Because sweltering heat, You're like, why does this affect my Khemri guys? They're literally from the desert.
They grew up in there.
This is fine. So if there was an acrid stench, you'd be like, dude, my noble guys would have you having a great time.
Yeah.
And they are just having a really great time. That's why they're out for the game.
I like it.
So the weather is exactly the same as normal Blood Bowl, but I've just changed the names slightly so that it suits the sewer.
Sweet.
Yeah. So team creation for the tournament, up to 600 in team value, with the following additional restrictions. A team can have a maximum of 0 to 4 non-lineman positionals in total. A team must have at least 7 players and no more than 11 on its roster. Rerolls cost twice the normal price. So some formats, they have fan factor and things cost more.
Oh, right, okay.
I don't really want to do that.
No, it's too much hassle.
Yeah, let's just open it up, and if it's carnage, it's carnage. But we've played a bunch of 7s with these rules, and it's been great.
Yeah. Absolutely fine.
So I'm not worried about it at all. Inducements must be purchased at the point of team creation and are counted towards the team's total value with the following additional restrictions. Star players and extra team training cannot be taken.
Yep.
Goblins may purchase bribes for a reduced cost of 50k, and halflings may purchase a halfling chef for the reduced cost of 100k.
That's a big old chunk, though, isn't it?
It is a big old chunk, but it's the best way of getting rerolls in the game.
Very true.
Yeah, but that's from the NAF rules. So I'm assuming that they've thought this through. However, I think a halfling team in 7s could be great fun.
Yeah, just halflings.
No, chucking some trees.
Really?
I know. I had this think on the drive home the other day. I was like,
Would they fit underground?
Yeah, sure. I always have thought about that. I was like, and can you kick underground? Well, you can.
Yeah.
Even though, normally with treemen, you put them on the line to smash up some stuff. Because the pitch is only 11 wide, treemen can move 2 squares.
Yeah.
So each has a zone of 5 squares. So there's only 1 square in the middle where, moving through, you can't get past the treemen.
That's quite cool.
So if you deploy them towards the end, you should be able to still get a treeman blitz or something on the go.
That's insane.
Yeah, which is quite cool. But more importantly, cheeky throwing team.
Oh, yeah.
That's where it's at. So, skills. Each team is allowed to give some of its players additional skills with the restrictions below. Each team, alright, this is the key one. Each team chooses one player to be the team captain. They gain the leader skill.
Ooh, valuable reroll.
Okay, here we go. So, the NAF recommends limiting or banning the leader skill, but through playing lots of Blood Bowl 7s, we feel it's better to steer into the controversy and level the playing field by allowing the team captain to take the skill regardless of normal double restrictions.
Okay, cool.
So you can't really afford rerolls,
No.
but at least you've got a chance to give any one guy, the leader skill.
Yep.
Okay, it's a tournament. Tournaments you normally play with more team value than normal. This is that grace.
Yep.
There's a case of, right, you're going to take the leader reroll. This does mean we've reduced the number of additional skills allowed, but we still think it allows a great variety of builds and hopefully increases the character element of those few players that do have a special role to play. So the idea is you've only got 3 or 4 guys with skills tops.
Yeah.
But they become really important. So, the team captain can swap the leader skill for a normal skill if they so wish.
Okay.
So if you're like, nah, I'm going to go without it, I want that other skill, you can do so. Teams will have a number of skills based on their team's tier rating, and no player may be given more than 1 additional skill. The extra skill for the team captain is included in this role. So the tiers are the standard tiers, so 1, 2, 3, goblins, halflings, ogres being in 3. I did look at the 7's results from the NAF website, and I didn't see the point in changing it up.
Cool.
It'll be fine. So, at the moment, what we're running with is that tier 1 teams have the king captain
Yep.
and are allowed 1 normal skill.
Yep.
So on a tier 1 team, you get 2 skills total.
Uh-huh.
On a tier 2 team, you get the captain and up to 2 normal skills, 1 of which may be a double.
Mm-hmm.
And tier 3, up to 3 normal skills, plus the captain, and 2 of them may be doubles.
I definitely want to run ogres in this situation.
That's it. I think tier 3 could be really great fun.
Yeah.
You end up with 4 skills, and 2 of them are doubles.
Man, that'd be amazing. Was it 20k snotlings?
Yeah. Yeah. Bunch of ogres, bunch of snotlings, bunch of block. But I
You
still
could run
think
3 ogres quite easily on that.
But I still think you'd lose to a well-played elf team.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But you cause some carnage.
Oh, wouldn't you just?
So, these rules have a lot less skills than some other tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
They have about the same as normal sevens tournaments. From what I looked at a load of different ones. But the great thing about sevens is that it is a tight little rule set anyway. So let's not go overboard.
I agree. I think it works as it is, and I don't think it needs to be messed around with too much. Although I do like the sluice gate weather.
I think that should be fun. And you know what? It's not going to come up that often. And when it does, all it's going to do is create a slightly different situation. Yes, it could rob you from a one-turn touchdown, but putting you one square back, I don't know. It just gives that little bit of random element, and I like that.
I do.
So I wasn't allowed to put any of the other fun stuff in there, like terrain and things. I thought it would be great, but it would probably just overcomplicate things.
It'd be too much, I think.
Yeah,
too much, but not necessarily in the future.
We've been restrained. It's good. It's a good thing. So, tournament schedule. It is a 5-round event. So we'll have 2 rounds before lunch, and then 3 rounds after, and then an awards ceremony at the end. Matches will be 1 hour and 15, and we've got a little bit of time in between matches, but not a lot of it. So the idea is they're kind of stacked up too, but there's a bit of spare time later on, so if we go into lunch late, we can push it back. If we go into round 5 late, we can push it back.
Well, I think we'd be hard pushed to get to that hour and 15 minutes.
I do too. I really do. I think an hour is fair.
Yeah.
And then you've got the 15 minutes spare.
Yeah.
And you know what? If everyone is done and the results are in, we'll just move a round up. We can make it work. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. It's not a problem at all, is it?
And my plan here is the same as our plan is for Bonehead Bowl, which is we'll have the pitches numbered.
Sweet.
So that when we can call out the match pairings, it will be Coach 3, probably Rich, Coach 4, probably Rich. You're on pitch 2, and it can be organised. The reason I say that is because 6 people who are going to Bonehead Bowl are called either Rich or Ben.
It's
genuinely 3 of each. So I'm looking at this and I was like, do I put their initials? No, because 2 of the Richards have P's.
They do.
So there's 2 Richard P's as well. So I was like, you know what? I'm just Rich. Everybody gets a number. You can just be that coach's number.
Yep.
And we'll have lanyards again. So kickoff table is as it is on sevens, and the weather is acrid stench, which is sweltering heat, gloomy mist, which is very sunny, -1 to passing rules.
Yep.
Not nice, but okay is the nice.
Not nice, but okay.
For weather. Slimy condensation, pouring rain,
yeah.
and steaming sludge for blizzards. So it kind of makes sense, it kind of fits, and it should be cool. And because it's sevens, and the pitches are smaller, and I've got a good couple of months, well, a good month and a half, I should be able to build up some sevens pitches.
That'd be brilliant.
Yeah, I'll be casting like crazy on Friday. All the tiles I cast last week, I've gone to Craig to build a one-shot dungeon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
amazing.
He's on it. It's really cool. But sewer bowl pitches shouldn't be too difficult.
No, it shouldn't be too bad at all.
I've got them planned out. There'll be like gullies for water. I'm going to try and get Lewis to show me how he did his water effects on his Lizardman bases to see if we can just have guns going through it.
That'd be brilliant.
It would be really cool.
Oh, I like that a lot.
So, what's the point of going to a tournament? Having fun,
100%.
trying out some crazy builds, and winning some prizes.
Prizes. Everyone
So,
does prizes. Loot.
We will have some trophies.
We'll have some dice.
We'll have some dice. We'll have some pin badges. We'll have some mugs, because I love mugs.
Probably lanyards.
There will absolutely be lanyards, unless after Bonehead Bowl people are like, "Nah, this is a rubbish idea."
Yep.
In which case, I'll be sad, but ever so slightly richer. So it balances out. It balances out. And we've got at least 2 very cool prizes
We have.
to give away as part of this one as well. So, you start with your one.
The big one.
The big one.
Big one. So, as you all know, we worked with...
Punga Miniatures?
Yeah, sorry, I thought you were going to cough. We worked with Punga Miniatures. Obviously, we helped them with their most recent Kickstarter.
For the Pirates.
So, with you lot, we actually fully created a miniature, which is just insane, which Tom Luxton ended up drawing for them at Punga's request as well.
Which is so cool.
I still need to speak to him because I actually want that drawing.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I'll see if he'll let me have it. Or buy it. I might buy it, provided he signs it. And then we created the rules for their female pirate. Their female pirate. As such, we've kind of had a bit of a conversation with them, a chat, and they are willing to sponsor us. Sponsor us? That's not true. donate to us a full team as a prize for Super Bowl 7s.
Which is amazing.
It's incredible.
So Punga do absolutely fantastic teams straight off the bat anyway, but to have a whole team to give away for a Blood Bowl 7s tournament is a really great gesture.
And at Super Bowl 7s, I want that to be the Underworld Denizens team.
Will it be out?
If it's out.
If it's out.
If it's out, I would love it to be the Underworld Denizens team, because it would just make sense.
It would make a lot of sense, but it would just be whether or not that's out yet, because that's coming up.
It is coming up. But if not, there will definitely be a full team
Their other teams are amazing.
available. And that's just for starters.
That is just for starters. So that's before we use the entry money to buy prizes like we have at Bonehead Bowl.
Yep.
So we're on the way to 100 quid's worth of stuff, I think, something like that.
Something ridiculous like that, yeah.
Which is awesome. Hopefully 7s will be just as popular. It might be less, it might be more. But we are already starting with a team to give away.
We're already thinking of you lot.
Oh my goodness, it's awesome. And see, I think this is an even cooler prize personally. But I spoke a few episodes ago about getting a 7s pitch made up for myself to play in Tenerife.
Yeah, is that where you went on holiday?
Yes, going to Gran Canaria this time. I get this confused.
Tenerife, mate. You went to Tenerife.
I did, yeah. To play in Tenerife, to play TIFF. And when I ordered from Maelstrom, he was like, would you like another one for your girlfriend? And I was like, yes. And he said to me, if she doesn't want it, give it away as a prize. I checked this week. She had forgotten about it and isn't interested in having it again. So I've kept it just for Secret 7s.
Amazing.
No, just for Super Bowl 7s to give away as a prize.
That's incredible.
Because I think it will be awesome. And every time we post it, someone says, where can I get this from? Where can I get this from?
Yeah, it's almost getting to a point where we might have to have a conversation.
we definitely do.
Yeah, I think we do.
We definitely do.
I think as a general rule, to be perfectly honest, we'll get some merch loots out for you lot to buy. To be fair, I can promise you this, it won't go to me and Ben, we'll just stick it straight back in the tournaments and stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Some serious negative equity when it comes to tournament stuff.
Uh-huh.
But it's worth it. So we will have at least one essentially custom Blood Bowl 7s pitch with our logo on, which would be very
our faces, our ogre faces.
And a Punga team, and a whole bunch of loot from Entoyment.
Yeah, this doesn't count the dice that we're obviously going to have dice.
We've got dice, we've already got those dice, we might see if we can get some more dice.
We're going to have to get some more, I think.
We are definitely going to have to get
because
some more.
We've got 18 sets left.
Yeah. Yeah, we
19 sets left.
Should we go over different colours this time or not? Because I like this one.
I like this one.
Yeah.
It makes sense. We're blue and green.
I like it.
We'll stick with blue and green.
Let's keep that the same. But yeah, that's just the beginning.
Yeah.
Now, while we've only got 2 months before the tournament, we will get Bonehead Bowl absolutely smashed this weekend.
Hell yeah.
And then we will start absolutely hooning it towards Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So we'll see updates, we'll see prizes, we'll see the rules pack come out. Probably the day before Bonehead Bowl this week. I want you to read it through first, make sure you're happy with it.
Sweet.
And then we'll go absolutely into Super Bowl 7s.
Amazing.
Because I would love for Blood Bowl 7s to start being a really popular way of playing.
I think it is. I mean, I said to you just before we started recording this that we started a Discord chat recently.
Yeah.
And one of the guys on there decided to trial the 7s game with his son. After we spoke about it and said, this is the best way of doing it, go about it, you need to do it this way.
Yeah.
And he kind of went, alright, well let's see if you're right. And apparently it just smashed out the park. His kid loved it, he loved it, and he's already asked for his own team. So it's
cool.
just kind of, it works. It's such a cool gateway game for Blood Bowl.
It is. It's a really quick format. I really like it.
It's just fun. You know what? I think it's more relaxed than normal Blood Bowl. Purely because you go into it, because there's no rerolls, you're expecting it to go wrong.
Yeah.
So you're not kind of looking at it kind of going, it's alright, I've got a reroll if this doesn't work out. You're looking at it going, I've got no rerolls.
And that's the great thing is that for the beginner players, I think the element of luck is balanced.
Yeah.
You make good choices, but even the people who are making great choices can be cursed out.
Oh.
So it introduces that balancing element. But for the seasoned players, it teaches you to choose, to make better choices.
Yeah.
Because at some point your luck is going to run out, so you've got to do the most important things first.
100%.
And I genuinely think that playing 7s with less rerolls helped make me a better Blood Bowl player.
I think it does make me.
And also, if it sucks, you're over within 45 minutes. You
Yeah.
can just rack them up again or run a different team.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't know what to do is, I don't know how well it will work, is skill developments in a league. But we'll talk about
quite quickly. Mind you, if you've only got 11 players on a roster.
The thing is, they've got this rule in the NAF that says when a guy levels up, you have to roll to see whether he just disappears and gets poached.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe you're allowed one level up if it goes to level 2.
I think would be rubbish.
I think so.
I
understand that if it's a amateur league and you're kind of moving your way up.
Exactly.
Then yes, there would be. But maybe at the end of a season, if they're over a certain level. Level 2, level 3 maybe?
That's what Death Zone should have been. You should have rolled versus their amount of skill ups.
Yeah.
Not their amount of seasons.
Yeah. Because I look at my Mino.
That's exactly it.
He's 2 seasons in, he's level 6.
You balance out overpowered gutter runners, overpowered war dancers, and it's the most ridiculous thing in the world where you've got a lineman with block who's now demanding an extra 20k to stay on the team, but your gutter runner with 1,000,000 skills is fine.
Yeah.
Just silliness. Absolute silliness. Anyway, Super Bowl 7s, 10th of August. Let us know if you're interested. Rules pack will come up. Lots of prizes.
The page is out there on Facebook.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it will be on our website too. Okay, so the second topic of today's episode is mailbag/questions.
Mailbag!
So we got messaged on the new Discord chat
We did.
saying you guys should talk about, you should
Stuff.
answer questions that we've sent in, or talk about some of this bits. Now, some of the things that you guys have suggested are really good, and we'll do them as full topics on a later date.
Agreed.
So specifically, the ones I made a note of were underrated skills.
Underrated skills. Discuss little used skills. So we're talking about the likes of pass block and things like that.
Yep. And inducements.
Inducements for noobs.
Yeah. Which we've started with wizards, but actually, you know what?
I think it's...
If for new players, you've got 100, you've got 200, what's a really good way of doing it?
Yeah, agreed. I went about it completely the wrong way for a number of months.
Oh, everybody does. Everybody just takes the Halfling Chef.
Yeah, that's what I did for 10 games.
When they should really now take the wizard.
Oh, yeah. I didn't have that option back then.
No, we didn't have wizards back then.
But no, it was it was a learning curve. But I think as a player, you want them to make their own mistakes so you get a better chance of winning a game.
I think it's just. I think when it comes to inducements, the biggest barrier is not having star players.
What, the actual models? Or?
Yeah, because until you start looking at the options, I know I did this. Like when I started, I was like, I'm not even going to bother looking at star players because I'm not interested in them. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll just take a couple of kegs or a team training or something like that. Now, we've talked about this hundreds of times. Focusing on your league team's growth, sometimes star players can hinder it.
Yep.
Sometimes they can soak SPPs and they can do that. So I was very much along the lines of, I'd rather just have my team. I'll take a mercenary, chuck them on the line to die, and then my team will get skills and develop. But if you're going for the win, or if you're going for carnage, the only star players we saw for the first 3 seasons of Wobble were the weapons.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just because
Ultimate
they were there
destruction.
to cause damage and let your team do what it does. But from talking through, I mean, we've done, I don't know how many star players we've spoken about now, but there's so much that you can use to still win the game without hampering your team.
Yep.
I know a couple of episodes ago we spoke about a high elf one or 2 high elf ones because Ben started his high elf team.
Yes.
Or pro elf team. Can't remember. He went with high elf.
High elves, yeah.
And it was like, actually, this guy's really useful because you don't soak the SPPs. And that's
Just support.
Yeah.
Like Slibley.
Slibley is a fantastic example. He is a support guy. He's got grab, he's got guard. I think he's got grab.
He has got grab.
Yeah. He just makes the rest of your team better.
Yeah.
So, very briefly, inducements-wise, check your wizards and check the star players that are available for your team.
Yeah, just have a look at what you're playing against. If you're playing against dwarves, and you've got an option with somebody either with claw or a chainsaw, then take it, because they're high armoured, they're difficult.
And you know what? That just sweats them.
Mm.
Like, even though they've got the high armour, and they're normally used to being invulnerable for dwarves, actually, if you take a couple of them out, they're down to 9 guys, and they're not very fast.
No.
That's a really good way of working around a higher tier dwarf team. Right, what was the next topic?
People wanted our opinions on the new GW paints.
Oh,
Games
the
Workshop
contrast
ones, the contrast
ones.
paints.
What do you think?
I've not used them. I think they're going to be great for people who don't like painting and just want to get it to the table,
Yeah.
or for beginners. Now, I think they're going to be great for Randall.
Well, I think we mentioned this in the last episode.
Quite
didn't we?
possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
For me personally, I don't see myself using them a lot, if at all, because I want to improve as a painter. And I don't believe contrast paints will actually help me do that.
You're right. It is a good way to get started or to start batch painting at a treat. So,
Yeah.
if you go to tournaments, it might be a good idea. I have got one. I've tried it.
Yeah.
And it's okay. So, I'm a proper geek. I have lots of very tiny tanks. So, I bought the green one.
Okay.
I was like, this is going to be great. Just going to slap some green on and it will shade it and highlight it. And to be honest with you, it doesn't look much different than what I was already doing, which was priming white and then painting a watered down green on it.
Oh, okay.
So, for me, I've not seen a lot of benefit. Now, we've seen loads of stuff on communities. We've seen some stuff in our group chat where people are using them.
Yeah.
The flesh ones look really
They
good.
do look very good. Milton put a photo up of an elf face.
Yes, an elf
And
face
it did
he
look very good.
And Callum, one of the other players.
The Callum.
The Callum.
That's now his name.
All these ogres, the skins have been of a contrast.
Yeah. And yeah, to be fair, after my I had a what's the word I'm looking for? I had a confidence knock earlier on this week when I tried painting some or end of last week when I was doing some
the
lighter
skin.
flesh tone.
Yeah.
And I kind of just threw my toys out the pram and I ended up having to go back to it. When in fact a contrast paint probably would have solved all my issues.
Yeah.
I mean, I went back to it last night and everything's okay.
The only thing for me is where you have to apply it over a white or grey colour anyway. I don't know if because I'm quite a messy painter, where I block paint, add agrax, maybe highlight it twice, and it works for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would slap on my brown and then realise that the brown had gone over the areas I want to be a different colour. Then I
Right.
have to repaint those ones white and then apply the other contrast to it.
Right,
For
yeah.
me, it just feels a bit. I don't know if I don't think I'm careful enough as a painter.
Need to be a bit tidier.
Yeah,
Okay.
which I don't because I'll just block paint and then chuck agrax, which works absolutely great for me. So I think they could be cool. I'll definitely over time will pick some up, and you will see other people using them. However, I don't know if you guys who are not in the UK have these sweets we have here called Smarties. They're chocolate.
The sugar-coated chocolates.
Yeah, they're tiny little round, almost flat ball things that are multiple coloured. If you leave them in the fridge, so if you have vending machines or something where you buy Smarties and they've been in the fridge, they get washed out. They get faded. And the contrast painted miniatures look like that to me.
Oh, okay.
They look a little bit like stone-washed jeans.
There's a bit of vibrancy.
Where it's because it's white, everything, it just kind of looks a bit faded.
Yeah.
The models look faded to me.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I get that. I do get that. Although the I think the Seraphon that Craig did has come out really quite well. It got very, very good blue. In fact, the Callum had a good blue on his trousers as well with the ogres.
And I don't know whether it was just the demo models they were doing, but every time I saw something, I was like, it just looks a bit faded. It looks a bit white over the top.
They didn't wow me. But then I even admitted to this in the group chat that I just got overwhelmed by everybody. Absolutely everybody going, look at these amazing new contrast paints. Look what I've done. This is great. Oh, look. First model with a contrast. Everybody's doing it.
Yeah, I haven't seen a great Blood Bowl team painted with them yet.
No. Although I think they'd be great for the likes of Poxwalkers.
Poxwalker is amazing.
Rotters, sorry.
And like you said, if you're playing bigger army games with, the Lizardmen or Skaven or something, that could be really useful.
Agreed. Anything that's got a good amount of texture. Tyranids in 40k.
Absolutely. I messaged the guys at Games Workshop in Southampton to see what colours would be useful for Gene Stealers.
Oh, sweet.
Because I want to make a little kill team out of my Space Hulk stuff.
That'd be cool.
Excuse me. So yeah, I haven't used them enough to judge them. Didn't work out for what I wanted, but I've seen some spaceships painted with them and they look great.
Yeah.
I will get some for that. The lighter colours, the yellows and the blues look pretty good.
I will probably get some for Randall Seraphon.
Yeah, I think that's a great... Oh my god, that's perfect.
Yeah. But I think it will take all the stress out of it. He'll get them painted.
Contrast and
quickly.
a 2-inch brush, paints themselves.
That's it. And so I'll probably get 2 or 3 colours just for him to kind of slap it on and away we go. And it gets it where he wants it, which I think is the most important thing, really.
So before the episode, we looked through questions and comments and things that you guys have posted, and there was one on either Twitter or Instagram that. So sorry, I can't remember who it was that posted it, but said it would be useful to do some kind of what's the word? Glossary? Yeah. A glossary of. Oh, I can't remember the wording now. It was a glossary of high play style rule stuff. Oh my god. I'm not even going to bother trying to find it now because I couldn't earlier. It's a glossary of like next level tactics, I suppose. And the one he mentioned,
advanced tactics.
Yeah, was value on the pitch.
Right. Okay.
And I thought that was quite interesting. So I don't know if I've not thought about it until he said that. It's like stuff like value on the pitch and column defence and things like that. I was like, actually, there's some really high level topics, high level tactics. That's what he said. High level tactics. Value on the pitch is something I'd never considered before. But if you think about, okay, you're running a 1500 team. Actually, you know what? You're running two 1200 teams. One team's got 14 players, and they've all got one skill up.
Yeah.
Another team's got 3 players with a bunch of skill ups.
Yeah.
You can only put so many players on the pitch at any one time. So some of the TV is bloat from fan factor and from rerolls.
Yeah.
And then you've got your reserves. If you look at the actual players on the pitch, that team value is the one that really influences the game the most.
Not the whole thing.
Exactly. So it's quite interesting. I hadn't considered that before. So if you take a starting 1 million human team, how many players do you get? 12?
If you take an ogre, it's 11. If you don't take an ogre, 12.
Okay. Let's, for the purposes of this example, take the non-ogre build.
Yeah.
So you've got 1 million.
Yeah.
You've got 11 players on the pitch.
Yeah.
You've got 3 rerolls.
Yeah.
So 3 rerolls.
150k.
And a lineman. That's another
200k.
So your value on pitch
roughly 100,000
is 800k.
Huh.
And it was interesting to think about some of the tournament builds you do as well. So if you take a star player, if you see some of the tournament builds, they use less and less rerolls.
Yeah.
That is to get star players or more positionals on the pitch to increase your value on pitch.
Okay.
Which also means targeting someone's big guy. So if you took Nashrak or Thark, you take them out, they're 300k down value on pitch.
Yeah.
Then you end up swinging it from, I don't know, 900 on the pitch to 600 on the pitch.
Yeah.
And can you imagine racking up and saying, do you know what we're going to play? We're going to play 1300 against 1 million. Or 1 million against 700.
Yeah.
You are SOL at that point.
Yeah.
And I think that's a next level tactic that we should probably cover.
I like that idea. Yeah, we need to talk about that a bit more, I think.
Because I had not considered that before. But you take out, so the Death Roller is a really great example of this. It's 160k?
I don't know.
Something like that. Great. So you take it as an inducement or you buy it on your league and now your league team's 1400. But your value on pitch once that's gone drops nearly 200k.
Yeah.
It's a very temporary adjustment. And I thought that was quite interesting.
I do like that. Makes me want to run a team without any rerolls. Just to see.
Well, just to get the most value on that pitch. Because you don't ever really want to bench your top players.
No.
There are sometimes you do, obviously, for tactical reasons. But generally speaking, you're better off having 4 gutter runners on a pitch than 3 in a lineman.
Yeah.
Unless you don't have enough linemen to go on the line. Then that's a terrible idea. And there are times where you're like, it's even bad when you have to put your blitzer on the line. You're like, this is bad.
It's going to die.
And that's why my second blitzer always dies. Is because my line rats die and then he goes on the line and then he dies. It's brutal. Like the Shores. Yeah.
Good side,
next one up. But yeah, so that's value on pitch. And it'd be interesting to see if anyone out there's ever heard of that or whether it's just something that everybody else thinks about and I've never considered before.
I never considered it. I can't imagine it's something you really think about too much. You always look at it as a whole, don't you?
I'm going to now, and I might adjust our league spreadsheet.
Oh, really?
Just chuck an extra column in with a tick to see whether it's on the pitch.
Oh.
Or tick it to say it's on the bench, just to give you a value on pitch for your setup.
That'd be interesting.
Because, it would be... It's just one of those things that I've never thought about before. But if, you're like, I'm going to go with 4 rerolls. Okay, but that's a lot of value balance that isn't on the pitch.
Yeah. It is interesting to think about, isn't it?
Especially when you come to something like an ogre team. Because if you take a million build, you've got a choice of 6 ogres and no rerolls, or 4 ogres and 3 rerolls or something. And while rerolls are very useful, I think that's why you see in some tournaments less rerolls and more player. Because if you're not doing anything with an ogre, it's still much better than not doing anything with a snotling and a reroll. I think is kind of the crux of the matter.
I reckon that you can still do
5 ogres.
5 ogres, 2 rerolls.
I think that's a decent tournament build.
5 ogres. I know because you haven't got enough for them.
But leagues, you tend to go more rerolls. So I think it's normally 4-3 for a league team to start out. For 1 million.
Oh, there you go. You could do 5 ogres, 8 snotlings, and 2 rerolls on a league build.
Yeah, but while your value on pitch is better, it takes you forever to buy more rerolls.
Yeah, but no, don't worry about rerolls.
Yeah, well,
I genuinely might do a no reroll team.
So when I ran Bonehead Bowl, I think that was 1100, and I think I had 5 and 3.
You did have 5.
Yeah. And bomber dribble snot.
3, 4, 5. Bomber dribble snot.
I learned a valuable lesson that throw it into the empty square so they can't catch it. I've never used him before. It was still great fun though. My little snotling riding around on a tiger tank with a Scud missile. That was cool. That was good fun. Right, any other questions?
They in Discord, they called it Skill Off, where we have a discussion every week of one skill against another, i.e. block versus dodge.
Ooh.
What would you rather take?
Block versus dodge. Now, the proper response is it depends on the player type.
It does, completely.
The maths response is that on defense, it is exactly the same.
I reckon the real question is human lineman.
Yeah.
Completely vanilla. It's your average player, isn't it? 6'3", 3'8", no skills.
Yes.
If you roll a double,
yeah.
Would you take the dodge or would you go with block?
Dodge is very cool, and it's very useful to put on a bashy player on a double. So like a Black Orc. Black Orcs with dodge are amazing.
Yeah.
A human lineman, I probably wouldn't take the dodge.
No.
I would take block for him.
I want him to stay exactly where he is.
Exactly. Dodge is great for anything with Edge 4.
Yes.
Or up.
Obviously, yeah.
Anything with block already.
Mm-hmm.
And anything that wouldn't normally get dodge that's on the line. Because it adds that extra defense.
Yeah.
Because especially if you can get block on a general.
Yeah.
I guess that's the question: is what skill can you take on a normal? Because we talked about this when we were looking at builds for the Minotaur.
Yes.
Because we said if you don't get a doubles, you take this skill.
Yeah.
Because if you get normals next time, you take this skill and you can pull it off.
Or you just roll 3 doubles in a row.
Oh yeah, that's one way of doing it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't the strength up be sweet as well?
What am I mine?
Blitzing strength 7. Oh my God. Yeah.
I've got one more skill if I can get into level 7.
Yeah.
And I might use loaded dice. I don't need loaded dice, I should practice.
I have a question then.
What?
Should there be more levels after level 7?
No,
Why not?
because that would be major bloating.
It wouldn't. It would take like another 100 SPP to achieve.
I think there's a way that that's worked out, isn't it? Isn't it doubled every time?
Something like that.
Which means it would be nearly 200
So?
to get.
Allow it.
Yeah.
Allow
You're
it.
unlikely to get there, aren't
You're
you?
very unlikely to get there. And it's only one more skill.
It's only one more skill, it is true.
It's only once you've got 6 skills. What are you going to take?
That's true.
Yeah,
There's only so many builds, isn't there?
exactly. So if the last one's 175,
176.
so the next one will be 350.
Thereabouts, yeah.
Yeah, 351. The next one after that will be 701.
Yeah.
Then 1401. Just have it go infinite. And at some point, you just call them a Chaos God.
It's
run out of
Mirror's
skills.
Bloodhorn.
Yeah.
Chaos God.
They've just anointed. And
What have they
Demon
got?
Priests.
Every single skill.
All the skills.
Who killed him? A snotling on a 3-die uphill.
Exactly.
Triple power.
It would be so good. It would be so good.
A David versus Goliath situation.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's necessary. I think maybe on the online stuff because you can power through games more often. But
You can. I mean, I've got my Orc team is at 2770 or something ridiculous.
but still, I mean, I don't really, I don't see the point in having a limit on that one. I think
See how far it goes.
Go infinite. Just go infinite.
Oh, that'd be cool. It'd be interesting to see.
Okay, any more for today?
No, the only other thing I would say is the Discord chat. The only reason that came about is because someone asked if we had a general discussion chat. So we do now. We are on Discord. I have posted a bit up on it on our page so people are aware. Some days it's quite full of conversation. Other days it's a bit quieter. But it's just general chit chat, and we're talking about tournament builds. We've spoken about a couple of these questions that we've spoken about today, like opinions on the new paints and things like that. So it's just a bit of fun. It's like-minded people, and it's all very good-natured in there. So if you fancy a chat where you don't have to give your number out, which is why we didn't use WhatsApp, then come on down and take a squiz at our Facebook page for the link.
There are some bots on there, but just ignore them.
Yeah.
Ones that pop up and say GLHF. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh, cheers, buddy. So yeah, if you join the chat and your opening line is GLHF, maybe follow up with another real sentence.
Yeah, because chances are we'll remove you.
And more importantly, if anybody has an iPhone and can tell me how to make the little red box come up with how many new messages are on it, that'd be wonderful. Because every now and again I get the drop-down thing at the top and I'm like, oh, someone's said something. I log on and there's like 1,000 messages. And I miss all of it at that point. Groovy. So that's it for all of our core topics. On to our star player. Okay, so star player time. It's not one from the CRP. It's not one from the NAF team list. It is a spoiler from the Wood Elf loot stuff that's come out.
Brand new.
I'm going to assume this is real and it's from the Twitch. I didn't actually see it. I missed that. I don't know why.
To be fair, this is the first time I've seen this.
Oh yeah.
And I picked up on the halfling in half a second.
So we're going to go for the Zoat. Zolcath the Zoat. So a Zoat is a lizard man style centaur that I think came about either in 2nd or 3rd edition Warhammer or Rogue Trader, the 1st edition 40k.
Oh, so is that 40k in Old World Blood Bowl?
Well, they
That's
were
crossover.
the same universe right at the beginning. They had the same everything.
I don't pew. I'm learning.
Yeah. So really back in the day, like before either of us were born, there were Zoats.
Oh wow.
Yeah. There are rules for them in Blood Bowl because I found them and I took a photo and sent them to the group chat.
You
Because
did.
there was a Zoat and there was an Amble. Rules for Ambles in Blood Bowl. Amble is the big pincer thing they released for Blackstone Fortress recently. Used to exist back in the day.
I love that.
Yeah, so cool. I think it's something to do with Dungeon Bowl, but one of the original
that makes
Dungeon
sense.
Bowls.
There's
There is
also a secret
monsters.
team. There's a Zoat secret team.
Oh, we'll have to have a look at that. Let's talk about that sometime.
Yes.
So, this guy is Zolcath the Zoat. Now, I'm going to assume it's Zoat. It's Zoat, not Zoat, because of how boat is said.
Yes.
And, oats. So,
And float.
Anyway, Zolcath. He can play for Amazon, Lizardmen, and Wood Elves. Don't know why Amazon. They've already got Dodge. I don't think they need anything else. Anyway, he is 280, and he is 5'5", 2'9".
He is a Minotaur.
He's an ogre.
He is an ogre. You're
is
right.
an ogre.
I got the armour wrong. He is an ogre.
Disturbing Presence, Juggernaut, Loner, Mighty Blow, Prehensile Tail, Regeneration, Short Feet. So, Loner, let's get rid of that, that's fine,
Yeah.
that happens. Prehensile Tail,
I like.
okay, that's quite useful. Disturbing Presence,
I love.
that's the good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he is a beast, and he affects everything within him, within 3 inches.
And normally you only get that with the creepy teams.
Yes, but I don't know why this guy is so creepy. I think it might just be because he is a giant.
I think it's just because he's a monster.
Yeah, he is an actual monster. Juggernaut, Mighty Blow. Right, he's got regeneration. That's fine.
I like it.
Okay, he probably has regeneration. So his actual skills: Mighty Blow with Strength 5
Yep.
is brilliant. Juggernaut with Strength 5, really, really good.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have block. So Juggernaut, like we actually just discussed just then, Juggernaut is a poor man's block,
Yep.
isn't it? It's the strength guy's block.
Mhm.
So if you blitz with him, you can do the push. It's a shame he doesn't have frenzy as well.
Yeah.
but you can blitz with a strength 5 guy with Mighty Blow, and you're pretty safe to do so.
Agreed.
You're pretty safe to do so. He's got sure feet, which I'm assuming is because he's a centaur.
Yeah, the bull centaurs do as well.
Exactly. They have sprint as well, don't they? So this guy is a slow, bigger bull centaur with disturbing presence.
Do you know what I love though?
What have we got?
He is strength 5.
Yes.
He has no negative trait other than loner.
That is a really good point. That is a really good point. So while he doesn't have any particular clear skills, he does a lot of stuff. So he's a roadblock because he's got prehensile tail, he's strength 5 and he's disturbing presence.
Yep.
Okay, so you put him on the line, he will hold his own.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you've got that disturbing presence in there as well. If you want to attack with him, he's got Juggernaut and Mighty Blow. So you can choose someone and go and punch him. He doesn't have break tackle, so we can't dodge in there.
No.
And he doesn't have frenzy, so he can go absolutely nuts to it. But if you need muscle, this guy could be really cool.
Agreed. And without the worry of
a bonehead or wild animal
exactly
or anything like that. Which I think is probably a decent chunk of his value.
I agree. I would value that at around 40k.
If not more.
Possibly 50.
Yeah.
When I did it with random, when we did our create a hero,
Hero League,
create a star player, the option was you could either remove a nega trait from a big guy, i.e. really stupid or bonehead, or you could give him a stat increase.
Yeah, I think that's probably about on par.
So,
I mean, Grashnak doesn't have wild animal, does he?
No.
And
Ripper doesn't
Ripper doesn't either, and they're in the same league. So Ripper's strength 6, but he's slower, and he's about 280. This guy's 280. He's strength 5. He's a little bit faster. So they are comparable. I mean, you never usually use them on the same team.
Unless you do mixed teams.
Oh, well, no. Amazon, yeah, neutral, yeah. That is quite a cool player. And you know what? I just really want to see the model.
I do. There's already been teasers
Yeah,
by people going, I definitely didn't.
Other companies.
By other companies.
Absolutely think they're brilliant.
They are great.
So looking like what else are going to have? Eldril, Jordell, Morg, Willow Rosebark still, the Swift Twins. The Swift Twins? The Swift Twins. Glorious Summerbloom, I've not seen before.
No.
Looks like a elf, I think it's a War Dancer.
No. Strength 2.
Oh, Catcher then.
Yeah. It's a catcher.
Swift-Vine Glimmershard, who is a little spite, which is very cool. Actually,
Stab.
and Stunty.
No secret weapon.
And Stunty, which
And
is
Stunty.
very cool. Maple Highgrove, which I think is
It looks like a baby tree.
Well, no, it's a full tree. Interesting.
3, 5, 1, 10.
But can only play for Wood Elves, which is a shame. And Kernoth Darkwold, who is a War Dancer. So there's some cool stuff coming for Wood Elves. Hopefully we'll see them soon. And when we do, we're going to try and get Simon on the podcast to talk about them, because he has done a lot of stuff with Wood Elves.
He has, even if we haven't seen him in, forever.
Well, he had a little boy, Kellen, and he's busy doing that. I'm sure soon enough he'll be coming back and playing some games.
That'll be cool.
Which would be very cool. Right, well, that's everything for the episode today. Thank you all very much for joining us.
And don't forget, 2 heads aren't always better than 1.